Hello? Okay.
What? You didn't tell me you were starting.
What do you mean? Why?
You didn't tell me you were starting.
Why?
Well, actually, I was gonna prefer the headphone.
Anyway, hello there. Welcome to the new new stream. Anyway, so I have to go to bed like for 6 hours, and well, this is gonna take like 3 hours anyway, so I should be fine. So welcome. We are now continuing Masquerade of the what? Guilty what? Hold it. It's not real complicated.
What? I was thinking whether it was old or tap.
Oh, should be good.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Whose fault was that?
That's just my bad.
Is it, Okay, that's it. Alright, let's get into it. Well, actually, we need to check the audio first before we do anything. Minus 50. Oh my god. So to recap from yesterday, other than Neuvilettes, so there was an earthquake and Poisson got affected by that. So there were victims. Malus and Silver died at that one, sadly. And then I guess we're the knave is helping us in this situation. Scarily. So I mean and we're trying to get some. Oh, we went to ruins where we almost lost Navia, but she's fine. Then we saw the ruins. There's like 3
It's hitting the desk.
hitting the desk. And there was 3 what is it, the ruins? Like there was one about the old Hydro Archon kneeling and confessing their sins. There's another one about the prophecy with Farina, and there's also another one with Farina or Fosalor, I don't know, like drowning in question mark? Is that the third one? Is that the third one? Like Farina drowning or something? Yeah. There's a 4th one, but it's missing. So we tried, huh?
The first one's missing.
Oh, the first one's missing. Well,
First one's missing. Second one is the confess.
the confess.
Third one is the drowning. Fourth
The prophecy. And Neuvilette tried to ask Farina about it, but she's super secretive about it for some reason, and she's hiding something. Or she just genuinely doesn't know about it, I don't know. And we're trying to set up a bait, trap, but she's not actually a prey, we're not actually hunters. Oh yeah, we met Mona too, and saying something like we could probably change the prophecy or something, like a teacup told us or something. But they told us that even the god's gaze has some blind spots. Something like that. Anyway, and now we're here in... Oh, and now Farina's gone missing, and so we're looking for her here in Poisson.
The people would adore me so much.
Here she is, see? She's here.
Yeah, found her.
Just kidding. But anyway, so now that was the recap of the story, and now we're here looking for Farina. And she should be down here somewhere, maybe. In Poisson. Is that you? Oh no! Farina! I fell.
You only know that they die if you hear them die.
Oh, okay. Well, Farina's here.
It's
Farina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Shh. Stay quiet for now.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Farina. There's no point in holding out. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over?
Farina.
Who's that?
Oh.
Don't worry, Farina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects, come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Farina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were? Disturbing my enjoyment of the arts. They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found.
Oh, well.
Oh, and I'm sure Neuvilette and those people from the Maréchaussée Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too.
Oh my god. Anyway. Stop trying to act tough, Farina. You're actually beyond devastated right now, aren't you?
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
Clearly.
They are... They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they? That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Farina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Oops. It's just silence. It's so funny. Like we're on a chase and it's just silence.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Now we get to become closer to Farina. Yay, I guess. Because we're close with, like, most of the gods at this point. Well, we haven't, like, had a chance to, like, interact with Farina, like, the entire time. Like, the entire Archon quest. Well, this would be fair right into, but, you know, story quest. Oh, right, I forgot. Farina has a story quest that I can't play. Until I complete the quest, obviously. It is a very nice chance to, you know, talk to her, obviously. Oh, wow. What is this place?
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
This place is not what I'd call soundproof. You might want to lower your voice to stay hidden.
You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
Huh?
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Another disaster just struck, I suspect.
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
It can't be. It's happening again.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Neuvillette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
Has Farina finally reached her limit? Now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. You begin to talk about yourself as Farina slowly calms down.
It's true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years. I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways, too, to hold back the sea. Anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled.
But even then, you still haven't given up, right?
Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free.
But that would also mean that all hope would disappear.
Indeed. I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
We're running out of time. We can't just go back to square one like this. I have to get more information out of her. Rena, you might not have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes. I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
There's no time left. Please, Farina, just spit it out. Oh no. What the? What? Huh? What are we doing here? Oh, I see. So this is the trap.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes. Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
Okay.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Huh?
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Farina, what is the meaning of this?
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice. This time, I will protect you. Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! The trial of the Hydro Archon, Fosalor, will now begin!
Woohoo!
Oh, now we're making history!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
Hopefully.
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Oh, so are the prosecutor? Cool, anyway. Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
You were so close to getting her... You were so close to getting her to tell us the truth. And it still turned out like this in the end. It's okay, though. As long as we can defeat Farina in court, we'll still have a chance to figure everything out.
All So, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di
Oh,
Rosula,
yeah. No,
since they were
no.
rather straightforward and easy.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates.
Ah.
They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you. The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself. So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean... the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to
That was
select a
good to hear.
location, construct a giant magic box,
know.
dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Wow, we just called her there. Sorry about that. We deceived you back there.
Then, I can guess Neuvilette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching.
Thank you.
As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, you guessed wrong.
Oh?
My mission was to give you one last chance. We hoped that you'd share your secret with us before the magic box arrived onto the stage.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Yeah, the only thing we can do now is to judge the Hydro Archon. Still, I can't help but be a little bothered by the conversation earlier. What did Farina want to say to me right before we arrived on the stage?
Madam Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte! that she did with us before? So she's already finished it, huh? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine! So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument!
It's a super practical gift. I never would have thought of using it this way.
Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Alright.
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duel you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, all right?
Wow. 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 Sorry.
I didn't think that you'd wind up getting to the bottom of the case I'd been following all this time. I guess you could also see this as a happy coincidence. This is the first time Monsieur Neuvilette had a difference of opinion with the Oratrice. Even the Hydro Archon can't figure it out.
Child. No. And even Farina didn't know why.
A Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something.
It's revealed that.
The fortress of Meripede was almost destroyed in a single day. That I didn't witness that scene personally will always be a source of professional regret, I think.
I think.
According to Monsieur Neuvilette, both Child and that whale should have been in the primordial sea at that time.
I wonder where Child is now. Like, is he still under there?
Primordial Sea.
The Primordial Sea, yeah.
I nearly lost my awesome friend Navia.
Oh.
To be honest, that still gives me shivers.
I know, right? Oh my god. Anyway.
The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
Wow. So this is everything that's happened to us throughout Tibet. I mean, sorry, not Tibet. I meant in Fontaine.
Tibet.
Well, well, it would be very long in that case.
Ultimate trial. To get your brother back. Just go to Fontaine.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Neuvilette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true. But my
What the
charge
heck?
here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
That's that caught me so off. What?
Their scary voice.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud
Oh.
who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Wow, she has a voice is good.
I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking our duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Okay.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Farina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Yeah. Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld? If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
Huh. An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not only refute Farina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
People only see you as their Archon, because that's their long-held belief.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you
Ow.
must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am? And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
I've got to think carefully. What do we know to be special about Farina exactly? Then this thing probably. It's everything else seems kinda, you know, it's irrelevant, right? Yeah.
There are some more relevant things there.
What?
But
they don't make sense. Yeah, this is the only thing that makes sense.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Such as a curse.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
It doesn't matter who gave us the information. What matters is the veracity of the claim.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, neuvilette?
So, Farina, instead of an Archon, could you just be a cursed human?
Lady Farina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Wait, that one trial proved the opposite. Farina actually has no control over the Oratrice at all. Even Farina didn't know why.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Why is Paimon the one speaking? I was just kidding.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
Huh?
The real Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
Sure, we can put the Oratrice aside for now. But then, Miss Farina, could you give us a brief demonstration of your power as an Archon?
My power as an Archon? There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Okay, I'm sorry. A brief demonstration of your power over Hydro should be quite harmless. Surely an Archon can at least match the capacities of a human with a vision.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium! Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved. Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
Enough! That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? Seems like she really doesn't want to give up.
Is it... If we can't prove that she isn't the Archon, we can try to prove that she's just a human. And if she's only human... if she's only human... Oh. How about we just kidding. I'm joking, but I mean, nothing else makes sense, I think, unless it's this one, but might.
It has been established that all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the primordial sea. And that...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Farina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for many years. I guess her suggestion is valid.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like all the rest of us. Would she really dare to try?
Farina?
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word. It really does seem like she's quite terrified of it.
Worried audience, I'm sorry.
What's going on? Is she really planning to... that's not what we thought she would...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina, you may...
What the frick?
What? Hey!
She actually...
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved!
Sorry, it's so funny to say. My hand is still here.
Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
Miss Siegewin? If you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegewin? Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegewin.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved! Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, After extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Farina could have...
I can't believe... You...
But what's really going on here? Farina can't have not known the consequences of touching that water as a human. This is too unlike how she usually acts. Unless it's actually more important for her to keep up her facade than to save her own life? But hadn't she given up on everything a long time ago?
Listen to me! Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks! What happened just now didn't prove a single thing! Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water? Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your Archon.
This is sad.
I don't think anything she says at this point
I
will
know,
sway
right?
anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any way left for Farina to win.
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
Huh? What's going on?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Oh my god. That is so chilling.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Farina is...
Don't tell me.
What's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
Oh my god, what? It can't be. Did the Oratrice just declare Farina to be innocent?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
So what's wrong?
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, guilty to be punished via the death sentence.
The death sentence?
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an unexpected twist.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommend, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
My bad. Oops, I accidentally skipped that.
Yeah! Even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
What's more strange is, instead of Farina, the Oratrice rendered judgment on the Hydro Archon.
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Oratrice is so confusing. What is going on?
Excuse
Fermene!
me,
Hi.
if I may interrupt. Is the trial still going?
Kinda end.
Fremine!
Oh.
Oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
A stone slate.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged for Fremine to try and find the missing slate.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long time to get around some dangerous stretches of water.
What is that?
But has the trial already concluded? Then doesn't that mean I've come too late? Oh no. Father will be disappointed in me.
No. Don't worry, the mystery hasn't been resolved yet. It's still not too late for you to shine.
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
What does it mean?
Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
Huh? So what do you see? What is it?
This looks like the previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
An association between the contents of the slates and the events in real life.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates.
Oh, I remember. I was...
Do our best to help you remember.
I literally, you know... Recap, yeah. Oh.
It's the truth of the case.
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that.
So that's why they transform back into Oceanids when they get hit by primordial seawater.
This process can be reversed as well.
Yeah.
The second
I love it
stone
when the
slate
dots
shows
connect.
Celestia floating in the
Yeah.
sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
What, a child or... Oh.
Well, the first slate
Or,
is the prophecy
not,
the Fontanians have been talking about. people dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if.
Wow. It's crazy. That's really crazy. So obviously this would be about this.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And this might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Frick, oh no, anyway.
I was just like, something happened here, and then you did it. Yeah, don't click.
Don't click, okay. What?
I did the exact same thing, man. Okay.
It's not. Wait, it's either Navia or. Oh, okay, not this one. It's really not.
It's not as simple as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
Interesting. Wait, sorry. The stone slates in the ruins showing the prophecy describe a history of the future. This is the second slate. It shows Celestia floating in the sky. That's Celestia, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together, but the heavens still brought judgment down upon them.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that neuvilette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia as recorded on the stone slates.
Wow. It's probably this, right? Or is it? What?
You're about to...
Why do you? Why?
You have to do the entire trial.
I gotta imagine.
Oh, maybe you can hear it.
Oh yeah, I can.
Describes what you just said. Does that mean that the second stone slate? This must be the point when the third slate shows the. Well, the fourth slate is the. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we?
Okay, now I can listen to this again. Man, what is this again? Alright, the serial disappearances.
We know from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Okay. Now you do the rest.
Hmm?
Alright, just speed run. Except for the last one.
What's this again? Sorry, I keep reading. This.
Perhaps what the... It's not when the stones...
That doesn't sound like...
Okay, so it's not that. This doesn't make any sense though.
I guess they try both.
Oh, nice.
Prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society, but not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly
that
flooded
talks
with
about I'm
primordial
stupid
seawater,
anyway.
which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve.
It seems increasingly likely that the prophecy may come true. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
I love Traveler's voice. Why can't we hear it more often?
Into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater, converge, and take the form of an oceanid. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness, and was forced to take part in a trial meant to make her stay. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meripede was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. If we combine what we know together, loads of truths should come to light.
Wow. That's amazing. The pieces are piecing this game. The pieces are connecting. The answer is... the question is, who's the real Archon?
Oh, Paimon gets it now! So
Even Farina isn't the Archon?
Didn't we just establish that?
But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Oh, anyway, sorry. The first slate reveals that Fontainians are not real humans.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
Whoa, let's...
All Fontainians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontainians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
The second slate reveals that the crime of the Hydro Archon was her creation of Fontainians from Oceanids.
Yeah, and it follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I am still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
The fourth slate depicts the fulfillment of the prophecy as it's already widely known.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Wow.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process.
Wow.
But if Fontainians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids. Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
What a show, neuvilette. Sorry.
It is a stage.
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend that I never heard a single thing.
Out of control.
Out of control audience.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontainian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
So they are in the right order? What is the third slate supposed to represent then?
A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
Hmm? Oh.
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice.
It can't be.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now, it seems, we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
This is awkward. Just kidding. I don't know. It feels like there's no way out of this.
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I have? Wait, could it be... Just what is the true source of
This
the
eruption was
catastrophe?
just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
What is the true source of the catastrophe? So everything else is fine, but... The secret the fortress of Meripede has been protecting is the entrance to the primordial sea. Though neuvilette has sealed it once more, just how long will it last? The prophesied disaster will likely spread from here. This thing? Right. Well, I don't think it's... right? It's gonna... Alright, so it's this, right?
It was both dream and reality.
Okay.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth,
So where's Child
the original
though?
sin,
Oh.
the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Vinny was the true culprit.
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of disaster. Oh my god, wow. I love the effects, bro.
Yeah, right?
Huh? Oh my god. There it is. We just revealed the cause. Oh my god. Oh my god, child! Wow, how ironic that his power is, you know, releasing a whale and now he's fighting a whale.
That's the whale that inspired this power.
Oh, really? Cool. You good, bro? Hey, stop. Child? Huh?
How long has he been using his delusion?
I know, right? I hope he's okay.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
That's right. I wager that it's also the one that child saw when he was young.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
Give me a sec. Sorry. Really quick. Alright, it should be good now, I think. Alright, continuing on. I'm confused.
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
Yeah, he has been missing for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale.
That battle maniac again.
Didn't expect it to help us out like this.
Sorry, that battle maniac. That's such an accurate name for him.
Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late.
What? What do you mean?
It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will. We've already
sorry.
done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit.
Is Farina okay, by the way? She's been,
We've come
kinda
so
sad there.
far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not fair.
Indeed, that's not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
After everything, it still turned out like this. We couldn't fight against fate. Wait, but if this is all about fate...
Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the god's gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat's future. All you need to do is to play your part.
Could it be that even if the prophecy will be fulfilled, there will still be a way to save everyone? Did I miss something? Wait, I forgot about Farina. What was it that she wanted to say to me at the last moment in the giant magic box? What is her real secret? Oh yeah. What is happening?
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
But to who? I mean...
Farina! No, I still need answers.
What, huh? Huh? What is happening? What is... what is this? What the heck? Whoa. This is kind of a spoiler I saw. But huh? Huh?
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too
Farina?
amusing. I couldn't help myself.
There you go.
You are not Farina. Who are you?
The sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Oh?
Deceiving the heavenly
Deceiving
principles?
what?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded. One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original sin of creating a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite a colossal mess to clean up. But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand?
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity, and the human counterpart I left behind, I named Farina. She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the
Anyway.
plan, of course. The
So I
plan to
cursed her.
deceive the heavenly principles.
She says all that sweet stuff, and then, anyways, I cursed her.
Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Wow, just wow. So... I came into contact with Farina's tears? If I remember correctly, tears often contain a being's strongest emotions. With sufficiently strong hydrosensitivity, I can form an emotional connection, just like I did with that Oceanid at the Fountain of Lucine. Wait, could this be Farina's inner world? Farina, what is she doing on stage? Wait a moment, that probably isn't Farina. That's likely a reflection of her inner self. If I can directly speak to that self, I might be able to easily get what I wanted to know. I came here for answers. Either way, this opportunity is not to be missed. Let me try talking to her. Oh, I forgot I'm also Farina. Ooh.
Way to use this team.
What? Am I so... okay.
It's not that big a deal anyway.
Okay. Good. Wow. This is really epic. I feel like I haven't seen everything yet, though. Hello there?
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, I understand your admiration for my august self, but I must ask you to keep to the rules.
Come on, it's me. Farina?
All right. It is not my
Don't look
intent
at
to
me.
reprimand you.
Oh.
There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance.
But I don't see an audience here.
Oh, do not jest. Can you not feel it? I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display the utmost elegance and nobility.
Something's off. There's no getting through to her. Even in her heart of hearts, she's still playing the role of the Hydro Archon. What sort of resolve must she have that even her inner self and subconscious would have such an impenetrable defense? I have to find a way. I am Farina, turning off all the... Poor Farina.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon.
Owie, what the frick? DPS rider! Owie.
How rude!
Huh?
Torn to oblivion!
Oh, whatever, it's fine.
There is no escape! Yahoo! Think you can get away? How? Shine down! Huh. Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards! Inazuma shines eternal. There is no escape.
That's just to put Ryukui down the whole time.
Oh.
Illusion shattered. Brace yourself. Time for takeoff. How rude. Let's play.
That's all the spotlights turned off. In Farina's heart, they must have symbolized the eyes of the people on her. Speaking of which, I think I just received some sort of signal. Was that her true voice? A ticket? When did that end up here? Ooh. Huh? Either way, looks like the show is about to begin. In that case, show me how you truly feel, Farina. Oh, I'm playing. I'm actually playing Farina. Okay. I thought Traveler was supposed to be watching. Okay, anyway, it's fine.
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this be?
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think. I don't know why, but it's in my head somehow. The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Oh, very good. You know it well.
What's going on? I can't seem to remember anything clearly. The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared. There is no escaping it.
But doesn't that mean everyone will die? I'm a Fontainian just like them. Will I dissolve too?
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people a chance to turn things around. It is the reason why you met me today. I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh, so there's still hope after all. Goodness, you frightened me. You spoke so much and with so much certainty. As for the suffering, well, I will admit that the first thing that came to mind was, why do I have to be the one to suffer? But if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on the other, is it not obvious where the scales should tilt?
You truly are the perfect human, my ideal. I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role, that of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand, but I'll try. I'll try to do this. So, how long am I going to have to play this role?
To accomplish this mission, you will have to stay on the stage for many, many years. You will endure and not grow old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it. The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to the Opera Epiclese. I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Verena de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and justice. Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison Cardinalise. The future of Fontaine will require us to work together, after all. This should do it. I thought I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to convey my thoughts just fine. Okay, and next.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest. What's the difference between her and an ordinary person, then?
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen. She might just be a Maison back puppet.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone suspecting me of being a fake? Oh, this is bad. If I get exposed here, there'll be no saving the people from the prophecy. Right. Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Verena. Think. What do the people want? How would they imagine a god to speak and act? Assertive, with a strong sense of presence. One who can dispel all doubt. That is the character I'm fated to play. Oh, very good, my people. Only ones such as you are deserving of my rule. Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the children of Fontaine follow them? Well, it seems that you would all see right through them. Having passed my test, you are qualified to witness wondrous trials alongside my august self, here in this opera house. You may consider my previous act a door gift of sorts. I thought it was a debut that suited the atmosphere. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an opera house?
Her personality is quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms amid sin. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands of its God. On one side, it must carry fairness and justice. And on the other, praise and applause. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine! There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
Wow.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the follow-up for your perusal.
Come now, was I not just at the Opera House in person? Leave these kinds of things to Neuvilette. Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking forward to the most.
If I may be so impertinent, what kind of trial are you truly looking forward to?
A magnificent, dramatic, and wondrous trial. A trial to end all things. How could you hope to understand?
That's true, I fear I lack the ability to grasp your divine thought, Lady Archon.
No need for fright, and do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now, do your duties. The trial I await. It will come one day.
Lady Farina, I don't know what to say. Thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sense of perseverance instead. Long have you stood in line to meet me, have you not? Oh, I'm afraid that's just an inevitable consequence of my divine charm. All right, Deoteria, is it? How is your son's illness?
You remembered me, and you knew of my family, too. He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more of an ardent believer than I. He was the one who forced me to seek an audience with you, and to bring your words back to him.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to citizens' homes every so often, while not usual practice, should serve as a fine change of pace.
Ah, you're such a gentle and wise god. Thank you once again, on behalf of my son.
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports. As for the specific parameters you asked to take note of, I'm afraid things still don't look good.
I see. It's as I thought, then. As your god, I did already expect this, but I wanted to see how far your human wisdom would allow you to analyze it. All manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass. Forget it. That's not something you need to worry about right now.
Well, as I understand it, the Fontaine Research Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising water levels.
Really? Have they found anything?
I'm afraid that they haven't found any effective solution thus far.
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This issue has reached the realm of the gods, after all. Still, their spirit is praiseworthy. is finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time. But it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of suspicion. Maybe this is fine. I just need to keep going, and everyone will be saved. Alright, Farina, don't think too hard about this. You need rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that. I've seen them already. There's no need to go back over scenes I've witnessed in person before.
Lady Farina, I've waited so long for this chance to see you in this manner.
Indeed, my dear, loyal citizen. This joyous moment is an honor for us both.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant hydrological anomalies near Poisson.
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come up at the Institute. I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted. Best to rest early today, too.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy to meet such a faithful believer, a descendant of a line most ardent.
Surely you exaggerate, Lady Farina. My lady?
What is it, good citizen?
Are you crying?
Really now? I didn't even notice. This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god whose dominion is the waters, can I?
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon, I am honored to have witnessed it. Honored indeed.
So interminable. So lonely. Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. Perhaps the show must go on for hundreds more. I never imagined that it would hurt so much. Have I reached my limit? No. Perhaps I reached it long ago. Today I didn't even notice my own tears. I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far?
I've conducted so many investigations across the centuries, but there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep heart. I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fontaine. Please, mirror me. You have to succeed.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone, your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
As soon as I put it on auto, she starts speaking. Of course she does. That's my voice? Is this scene from when we were within that giant magic box? This is great. I didn't think that the scene would replay in her inner world. Surely I'll find out what she wanted to tell me this time.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, you can still choose to confide in someone. Just share it with me. I'm what you'd call a witness.
A witness? Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here. And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't I? But if things don't play out as expected, the people of Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina, you shouldn't be selfish. But what if it's really all right? Farina, you've worked so hard for so long. Surely it would be okay to put yourself first for once. Just this once. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? Surely it could not hurt. If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, it might never come by again. Think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am Farina, the Archon of Fontaine. Everything will surely get better. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until the curtains fall.
Fine.
Her voice always catches me off guard.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works, but that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority has been, had to be, accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the Oratrice. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked. Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, The descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence. Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on, that should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvilette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvilette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
Iudex Neuvilette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Well, that was a lot to take in.
What just happened?
Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength
what about
sufficient
us?
to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry.
You obtained power? Just now?
Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice.
Us? You mean me?
The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine. The beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Okay, but what about child sentence? It's gonna... Will they, like, clear that up or something? Because, I'm still not quite sure what was up with that. What? Oh god, this is you.
Archons.
I've already done my best to separate the power of the Primordial Sea
What?
from the way.
The Archons should be able to
Considering the
defeat.
size of the beast, I cannot reach the
Okay.
power source.
It's a hurt.
Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the
Well,
ancient
yeah.
dragon's power.
I'm not sure what this.
Just deal damage.
I have no idea where I'm supposed to deal damage. It's way too big. E. Oh, there we go.
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Pretty good. It's gonna. I think. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, you do have a bow.
Hmm?
Oh. He's Farina.
Farina? What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, just a normal attack.
Okay.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Let's go with the
9 damage. So funny.
She's hurting the entire team.
Oh yeah.
You might as well also Farina.
With Farina? Okay.
What's there looking thingy over there?
Oh.
Manifest the authority of the ancient dragons. Witness the might of the primordial sea.
I cannot attack with Ventioshi.
Yahoo!
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize
Oh,
the
sorry.
moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Oh shoot! She has been punished. Okay. This is kind of awkward.
Why can't they let us pick a team, man?
I know, right? Like, let me prepare a team of war, and why they win?
You can't predict it because it's literally when you meet Farina that's you can't change.
You
at all.
can't change, yeah. They don't warn you, bro.
Oh.
What?
Okay, Neverlette's doing that.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Neverlet. Oh, frick.
Illusion ship.
You got this.
Ah!
Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Time for takeoff.
yourself.
Owie.
Illusion shattered.
You're up.
Don't get your freaking energy. Okay. Okay, we got heal. There we go.
Torn to oblivion.
Where are you? Huh? Oh. Wow. Oh yeah. Oh. What? Huh? The heck? Was it child? What the heck did you do? Who are you?
Thanks for helping with the cleanup.
Okay, but what
Should
about
have been my
child?
job. Oh well.
Did you just banish
Supposed to be a short
child
private
into
training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
What did you do to the child anyway? Disciple? Your master's pet?
That power. Who are you exactly?
Yeah.
Hyman has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's
Skirk.
master. Skirk, right?
Skirk?
It's just that
Who
he
is
gave us
she?
the impression that she was
Oh,
the less
Huh?
talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say
What?
to the weak. But
Child
you, on
mentions
the other hand,
her.
managed to
What do you
defeat the
mean?
all-devouring narwhal
She
without using
involved him.
power from beyond this
But he also
world.
mentions her if you have them.
Hmm?
About Skirk.
Hmm.
One of his voice lines.
That's his.
His master.
Hmm.
So
And
you
she
may
just
speak to me as
yeeted.
equals.
She just yeeted him into with the whale. What sort of person would take the all-devouring narwhal as a pet? Them apparently.
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
I don't think it was meant for it to be a pet anyway.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sertologi.
Who? Who?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
So are we.
So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary?
Better
familiar
Rhine.
then?
Oh, I forgot.
Or Gold Rhine Daughter?
Rhine daughter.
Oh, that one we've heard. Rhine part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either. But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhine-daughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Hyman didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
What? No. There's little to be surprised about, Paimon. It is natural, after all. The prophecy will surely come true. We knew this and accepted it. However...
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
But they're all okay.
Hey! Help! Over here!
They're all still alive. Oh. What the heck? Is that the from... Oh my gosh. Wow, it works.
All hands initiate emergency rescue.
Oh my god, that kind of looks terrifying. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, lend a hand.
Ah, for a minute.
Look, the water's receding.
It's going down.
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
You did it.
We did it! Wow. Wait, so what happened to the boats then? Sorry. Wow. That's a lot to think about.
Farina waited 500 years.
500 years for this.
I got so confused.
It's loading.
It's like, what's that little...
Ah.
The soil renewed! The Spina di Rosula attacks post-disaster rebuilding. I recently visited Poisson to meet with Miss Navia, spokesperson of the Spina di Rosula, and we spoke about Poisson's present and future. Old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss Navia stated. Hope is like seeing a small cookie when you're starving late at night. You just need a little of it.
Aww.
Skyship Winglet, Lunar Bane of the Fontaine Research Institute.
Oh my gosh, that part. Anyway.
The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin have suddenly become a shield over the Institute, with Jurier turning out to be a once overlooked hidden gem. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know what to call the second. And should that latter person achieve a miracle, they would find it all the harder to find a word with which to classify him and his team.
Oh.
Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really
When I was
Jurier
playing,
and
I
Navia?
loaded me.
They sound like real big shots.
When I was playing, I started loading here.
Loading here? What do you mean?
Here. It's loading, reconnecting.
Oh.
And
Oh,
it's
no.
like, oh, it's so good that I read it twice.
What? Oh, the newspaper?
It sent me back to the newspaper.
He might have been real big shots from the start. We just didn't meet them in that capacity.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship, while Navia is leading people in the reconstruction of their home. I'm sure that these stories could draw even your well-traveled eye.
The articles do make me curious about how things will play out.
Paimon's curious too! Wait a minute. Didn't we watch everything happen from start to finish? What's there to be curious about?
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct interviews with me. You're the best incubators of news, if you haven't noticed. And also, with you around, I'm sure I'll get to see that Duke.
Oh, right.
Are you sure? Hasn't he turned you down several times already?
Oh, this time will be different. Come on, let's head to Poisson first, and then make a trip to the fortress. There are some things you'll only know when you get there.
Wow, I was cheering up, man. I was gonna. Time to continue into Poisson and see how things are going there. What happened to Farina, though? I want to know. Because now she's just a regular human being, alright? Because her divinity counterpart is dead. Wouldn't that mean the curse is also lifted? Oh, sorry. Wow, Venti Raiden, yeah, carried this. Sorry, Farina, I'm so sorry. I need to...
Farina buffed beats me for a little while.
Yeah. Navia! Hello. What's up?
Navia! Oh, it's you. What brings you all here?
Hey, we're just having a look around.
Looks like a
I'm here to
Fatu.
update myself on how things are going here.
Looks like a Fatu.
Oh,
I am right. Okay.
You're here too. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snežević. He represented the Knave in sending us a large amount of supplies, and is helping with our work. Our residents are hard at work as well. Thanks to everyone, work is progressing nicely. We've lost a lot of people, but we're moving forward. That will have to be enough.
Hello, Miss Charlotte.
I'm a big fan of yours. I especially like that article you wrote last year about Fontaine's stray cats.
Huh?
But if you don't mind, could you not emphasize our role too much in your report? It's not charity we're doing here. We just happen to share the same interests as the Spina.
I get where you're coming from. I'll keep it as simple as possible. Or would you be willing to feature as friendly neighbors?
That would be fine. Thanks.
Wow. So weird to see the Fatui nice for once.
Oh, you're back too.
Oh, Clara.
How are things?
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Huh? You're here too, Clarand?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel business with Miss Farina. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat. All right. She really came here to help me out.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision-makers. And, well, I do already happen to be connected to Mr. Callis.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions? You know, about how you felt before the duel, about what it was like facing down a god. There's lots of exciting material there, I bet.
Actual god is gonna...
Forget it. I'm sure you can find a better theme than that, Miss Charlotte.
I see you're the same as always. Couldn't you do me a favor, for Navia's sake?
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just take a few more photos of me. Or of the Traveler. It's better than wasting time persuading Chlorand, at any rate.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
How cute.
How did it go? Was it a good shot? Did Paimon look cute in it?
Not bad.
Oh,
Your
it
addition
looks
really helped the
cute.
composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness is the key. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Who knows? I might eventually get that interview with you after all, Miss Clarand.
Wow, you really do have that never say die spirit. I'm impressed.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Maripede.
Huh? You already knew she was going?
Whoa, you're well informed. Let me make a guess too. I asked Sijuin, who told Monsieur Neuvilette, and he told you, right?
That's a very complete information chain.
In truth, all Monsieur Neuvilette asked me was, when did the fortress become so friendly towards the media? I told him that it was best not to speak too soon. There's no guarantee that Ridesley will make a personal appearance.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a move first.
Stay safe now. And tell me if you hear anything interesting. I'll treat you to afternoon tea in exchange.
You seem curious about the fortress.
Of course. That Ridesley. I still remember going down to the fortress to grill him for information on my father's case. Boy, did he take me for a ride. Without telling me anything, of course.
That sounds like
But he did invite you to tea, didn't he?
That
2 large
also
pots
sounds
of
like...
it, in fact.
That also
It
sounds
was
like
good
Ridesley.
tea, though.
I have to agree. The tea there is very good.
Speaking of that, would you like to have some today? I mean, you've got time, right?
Well, I'd be partial to some shortbread.
Wow, it's like we've got a menu or something. Sure.
Good.
What flavor of biscuits would you like, Mr. Snezhovich?
Me? I'm fine with anything. But I would prefer chocolate, should you have it.
All right. Leave it to me.
I'll go over the newly arrived supplies with you later, Mr. Snezhovich. We should be able to finish the preparatory work today.
That works great for me.
Huh. Is it just me, or did you get a new lipstick?
I did. It was a gift from Sijuin. Want to give it a try? I think the color would suit you too.
Okay, there's definitely some vibes I've got. I can feel between these two. I'm not going to lie. Next. Wait, where are we supposed to go? Oh, the fortress. Here we go. I mean, I've gotten vibes from them since... well, I was just listening on a conversation between Navia, Clara, and the Tui person.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh? There's a real nostalgic
Anyway,
feeling.
we're in the Fortress of Maripede with
Looks like you've
Charlotte.
been
Oh,
missing
hi,
it.
Wrightsley.
Duke, did you come all the way to the entrance to greet us?
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss Charlotte, whom our good head nurse recommended to me.
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke. Thank you for consenting to my visit to the fortress, sir.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview. I trust you recall our agreement?
What agreement?
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Oh, Jerry. Oh, yeah, these two.
Hey, no need to be so nervous. I've already taken all the photos we need.
Miss Charlotte, do these pictures really need to be published on the cover of the Steambird?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face to appear beside that of Mr. Jurier.
Sir,
Same.
please don't say things like that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it. Might this interview be very important to you then?
No, I just... This is my first time being interviewed, and I'm very thankful to the Steambird for...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet Mr. Edwin once. And I'll be honest, I enjoyed chatting with you more. You've definitely got more of that genius vibe going on. The boat that brought about a miracle, the ark that saved the people. Why, you recreated a myth back there, like an emissary of legend. Still, if I might ask, where's that flying ship now?
Looks like Charlotte's trying to get herself another exclusive scoop.
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory. I'm afraid it won't be easy for you to get a shot of it.
Really? Well, then in that case, could I have an interview with you to make up for that loss?
He really does know how to squeeze opportunities for all they're worth.
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple?
Well, then, 2 solo photos will do.
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone help me have a look.
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. We've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try this new drink I came up with?
Ah, Sijuin.
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Why don't you, take some pretty photos of our head nurse?
Sure. Come on, Miss Sijuin, over this way. Let's find a brighter spot.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been at the fortress?
Also, I'm the Melusines, are they also Fontaine technically? Because we've never like heard about what would have happened to them during the prophecy.
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some changes, but this place is still more or less the same.
Other than that flying ship, it got a tad too much attention, I think.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward the behind-the-scenes heroes. Am I right, Mr. Jurier? Miss Lorvine?
You're too kind, sir. I believe that you too should have your day in the sun. Not that you would want that, which is a pity.
I'll just leave the spotlight to you two.
Sorry about the freeze. There you go.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but his 3 young followers are still waiting for his return.
He sure did win them over, huh?
Oh.
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad being that they must face extended sentences for abetting his escape.
Oh. Okay, but what did happen to Child? I'm still questioning that. Like, what did Shirk
What
do?
change can there be? The fortress will keep chugging along, and so will my duties. As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be
And who's
transformed,
Skirk again? Sorry, I mean,
we'll leave
like,
those to the folks
she's
in the
not a
overworld.
Harbinger, right?
Hey everyone, the photo shoot's
Child's
done.
master.
Oh, cool.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day here.
Oh man.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go. Till next time, everyone.
There'll be a next time?
Maybe. Who knows? I might write a story about the underwater factory next time. Until then.
Oh my god.
All right. Last stop, the docks.
Oh, that's far. I'll probably hear this crunch, sorry. Wow, where it all started, I
Clear
think.
skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning. Divine bolts can strike even in the absence of rain.
Because of the elevator.
Do you see that tree? Wait, you understand?
And jump down.
So, demonstration is not required.
Was it thunder?
Good.
Or... Because I just realized Raiden said the thunder line. Like, you know? Even in the absence of rain.
Oh.
Oh. Alright then. Whee!
Yahoo! What an entrance.
I know. Renee! Lenny! And Lynette! Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen them! They really are here! How did you know?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them. Or you could trick a friend into doing it for you.
Trick a friend? I wonder which of my friends would fall for that.
What? Why are you looking at her?
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Is this what you meant by, I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Oh my gosh.
Sure. Please, write down my address.
You sure are working hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Oh, really? Wow. Sounds like that would suit him.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over? Miss Charlotte says she wants to take a picture of us.
He's so cute,
Got it.
man.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to her. So, how have things been, Traveler?
I'm doing alright.
Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your contributions to Fontaine.
That's alright. We were more than happy to help. So, what's she doing now?
Stealing the gnosis, I hope not. Just kidding.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Neuvilette opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's gnosis to her as a diplomatic
I
gift.
called it anyway.
A diplomatic gift? A gnosis?
They're still out for the
Yes,
gnosis.
I was quite surprised at first myself. But when I thought it over, there were actually a number of things going for it. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his help in tying the all-devouring narwhal down. Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine and Poisson.
That's true, but this is a gnosis we're talking about. Doesn't that seem a bit irresponsible?
Yeah, especially since the
I
Fatui.
would agree, but I've also heard that it seems that Monsieur Neuvilette has had a significant change of heart regarding the matter.
So there's some reason for this that only Neuvilette knows about?
Can we go
suspect
after?
you'll have to ask him about
okay,
that
cool.
yourself. Ah, yes, speaking of which, I did see him strolling around the entrance to the fortress of Meripede a while back.
Isn't he real busy and stuff? Paimon didn't think he'd have the time for that. But back to the topic. The gnosis was given to the knave, right? What
You're not
about
using my
Shadow?
headphones?
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
Wow. Well, I guess I can now call him one of my war buddies. What the heck?
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui. To think we'd be allied with them this time.
I know, right?
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Hi. Knew it.
Father.
Successfully gotten your gnosis.
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
I mean, obviously.
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks. Switching my masks is something I've always done.
Will you keep to your position?
Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Well, we've achieved a lot of things. Actually, Oh, right. Child's... I forgot that we had it this entire time. Actually, I just remembered something. Please help us deliver this.
A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You're...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue my walk while the weather remains so agreeable. Farewell.
Farewell. Why is she still so scary?
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence.
I know, right?
Didn't dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
Thanks, Lenny.
To move things about?
Huh?
That's right.
Yeah,
Funny.
I remember that.
I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. And what do you know? I'm doing the exact same thing right now. So many things have happened, but the pockets are still the pockets. I guess this must be life. We will all follow our own paths, and serendipity will lead you to your fated friends. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later, so we'll get going now. Have a good day, you two.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see how Neuvillette's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he doesn't have time to chat anyway.
Wow. Is this where it ends, or do we get to talk to Farina? Because I want to see how she's doing, you know? Now I look back, I think back to when we first saw Fontaine's trailer. You know, when you were, when you first, your first impression of Farina. Like the first thing she says, like, when are we gonna see a real show for once? That changes a lot, that changes its meaning a lot after seeing this.
Poor Farina.
I know, right?
And then I leveled her to level 17.
Oh, frick, hold on, let me just...
Meanwhile.
let me revive her real quick. Oh, whoops.
I think your team was just very unfortunate.
Huh?
you had a very unlucky team, because gameplay went pretty smoothly.
Well, I didn't know I had to switch my team!
I didn't know either.
Oh my god.
I just had Ridesley, Charlotte, GG.
I wanted Farina here for the, you know, the finale, but I didn't think that I had to.
Yeah, maybe you should have had a DPS on your
Oops.
At least Dryden helped a lot.
Carried.
So, you really are here, Neuvilette. Kinda didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Now he has all his power. He's technically an Archon now.
Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy and all.
Not really.
Well, you know.
Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved?
Oh yeah, but
This is still quite the mystery to us.
he's now the one looking over Fontaine. Is that
He is
not
the true dragon, the one with...
Hmm?
He has all his power, unlike the other dragon.
Yeah. Because their power is shared to, I mean, given away to the Archons. Accents. Bosalor's genius.
I know. all the dots are just like, what the heck, Bosalor?
Alright.
You mad lad.
Alright. Tricking the heavenly principles? What the heck?
I especially like the part where she put Neuvilette in human society. That was for a reason too.
Yeah. So that he can judge their final verdict.
Imagine, I don't like humanity.
I don't like humanity. Your sins will not be washed away. Is it? But anyway.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Oh, you mean the entire thing that we saw? Yeah, I see.
Whoa. So that's what happened?
I only saw Farina's part myself.
Focalor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Focalor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone.
Yeah, that makes sense. But also, that could have been helpful before, you know, with the serial disappearance. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Would have been helpful to do this when, you know, before the serial disappearances case. Well, anyway. You could say that it was at that moment that the Fontanians were finally truly born.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Focalor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too!
Yeah.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Yep. I'm guessing this is like
ask
the
away.
part.
I will tell you the truth as I know it.
I knew it. Okay. Aha! There's the question I wanted to ask anyway. About what?
I'm so excited.
Okay. About the initial verdict that was passed on Child. What was up with that?
I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal.
Oh.
But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. At most, he would have had tangential liability.
Oh.
As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association, or Focalor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off, I cannot say.
Guess Focalor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Paimon suddenly got another question. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to pray for children?
Yeah! Lynette said the fountain is where all the waters in Fontaine converge.
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom, but instead a form of ritual. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans in the coming months.
Paimon sorta gets it now. Either way, seems like this ritual won't be of any further use, but it'll probably live on as a local custom.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About Fontaine's future.
Yeah, about that. Risley said Farina has already left. What's that all about?
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me, before leaving the Opera House. I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After hearing them, she seemed neither saddened nor comforted. She simply said that she was tired and needed to rest. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the opera house. Not unlike how an ordinary person might.
But she's still got a place to stay, right?
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. The wear and tear on her spirit will, of course, take time to heal. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and lead a normal life.
What about you then? What are your plans now that you've regained your full powers as the Hydro Dragon?
After Focalor passed on, the Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our courts. From now on, I shall hear cases and pass verdicts by myself.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective of the Udex, huh?
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could say that both were granted to me. As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities, I must first and foremost continue to serve Fontaine as its highest judge. The duty of the Hydro Sovereign and the duty of the Udex shall coexist within my person. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the Opera House shall no longer produce indemnitium.
That's true. That power was derived from the people's faith in the Hydro Archon, wasn't it? Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are all still okay. Where are they getting their energy from?
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another reason why I cannot quite leave Fontaine immediately.
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About Fontaine's gnosis.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something!
Giving away a
Leaving aside
gnosis
their
like
intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations. Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
About the next stop on my journey, aka Natlan.
You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume?
Yes.
I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land. As far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
Ooh?
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war.
War?
War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations with the knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
The Captain! Oh my gosh!
Sounds like a
Let's
real
go.
tough customer. Seriously,
They
everyone
make him
there's a
like
Fatui Harbinger
I
doing their
know.
thing.
It's,
I
what's
suggest that
his
you
name?
fully prepare yourself before going to
It's
Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Oh my gosh, Chris.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, wow.
No more questions.
No more questions. Let's cry. Oh my
Nation
gosh.
of Dragons, well.
The Nation of Dragons.
Maybe Raiden can lose it.
Poor Raiden. She doesn't have a dragon, man.
I guess.
So we have Mondstadt, where their Archon doesn't rule over their their nation, but is still present as the Archons. And then you have Liyue, who's, well, the Archon is also still there. Well, huh?
Supposedly.
fake dead.
Supposedly dead.
Well, supposedly dead, but here the Archon's actually dead. And in Azuma we have a Raida and Shoya taking back her throne, basically. In then you have Sumeru. Well, at first the Archon, their Archon wasn't even leading properly. Yeah. It was just they had to free her so that she can lead her nation. And then we have Fontaine.
We didn't even get to meet folks a lot.
I know, right? What the heck? We didn't get to talk to the Archon we wanted to talk to. Well, I mean, the dragon, the sovereign, so a pretty good substitute. I have no more questions.
Hang on a sec. Paimon's still got a question about the Gnosis.
Huh?
When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the Gnosis had clearly changed. We guessed that there might be some reason for it that only you were aware of.
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's intelligence division. They are certainly sharp. So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
The music?
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
Huh? How interesting is it?
Well, I'm going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, Neuvilette?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains?
Huh?
I've never heard of any such thing.
Third descender.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
What do you mean remains
that
of
much is
the
true.
heck? Why is it
After
called?
Focalor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
Yeah, what the?
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless,
who are you?
You should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you.
Huh?
To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts, and my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Okay. Knots. What do you mean remains of the third descender? What do you mean by descender? Confused.
Yeah, what descent it for?
Us? Huh? But she said the remains of their descender is the Gnosis.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces.
Yeah.
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
How can they fit in that?
That would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here.
I see. A descender. She mentioned... A descender. She mentioned one of them. I am the fourth descender. For me, this information means two things. I could become a one, that the Gnosis are related to... one, that the Gnosis are related to descenders. And two, that the one who came before me has already died.
I guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities,
Saw what?
do indeed come from the third descender.
Saw a typo.
A typo? Hey? There's a typo? What typo?
Wait, oh.
Gus. Gus.
I had already guessed.
I already guessed. Anyway.
I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Well, yeah, we can basically get any, like we can absorb any of the elements, right? We're not really that strong. That's
Yeah.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right?
Huh?
The animal one is bad, the Geo one is bad, Electro is bad, the Vengea is actually pretty good, but then the Hydra is just one of the worst.
Oh god. I wonder what's gonna happen in that one.
No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy.
Yeah. What? But, so, who is the third descender? Oh wait. Like, okay, so, we're the fourth. So where does... No, wait. He doesn't count as one for some reason.
Yeah, he's not a descender.
Our brother. I mean, sorry, my brother, at least. Ether. Yeah. Why isn't he a descender, though? Which is, like, yeah, why isn't he a descender? We're twins!
What I don't understand is the prophecy.
What prophecy?
Prophecy required you to be in a trial with the Archon, but you wouldn't have been able to without the descender. So, are the descenders like part of history as well?
Maybe they are part of. Well, they said that the descenders are part of the heavenly principles. That's what was said before during Samara's quest, right?
Remember that.
Oh. Well, in Samara's quest, I think, but yeah, there's I think something Nahida said was that a part of the descenders are part of, you know, like the heavenly principles. I think that was like one of the information that I remember.
Still very confusing.
Yeah, but I'm still questioning, you know, Ether.
Yeah, that's the boggling part.
The mind-boggling part, because why doesn't he count as a descender? And why are we a descender? You know?
Yeah.
Comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all?
Yeah. Don't worry, I totally did kill her like multiple times.
Yeah, I won't die so easily with my dull blade.
That somehow killed a lot of things. Anyway.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, I won't die so easily. Yeah.
Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
Yeah.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
All right. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will.
Can you understand the will of the gods?
I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what, ultimately, is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
Wow. That's it? What the heck? Oh, neuvilette is still here. Good. I was hoping he wouldn't disappear because of his quest.
It seems from your expressions that you still
Oh.
have more. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
No, we have no more questions.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
Yay, more privileges. Just kidding. Wow. Wow. Just wow. So, like, does Farina, like, earn her own vision then? Just... Why is it laggy? Oh.
The others are also there.
Huh? It's kinda... Huh?
Yeah.
What?
The others are also there.
The others are also... Yeah, I see that. Well, I can't heal them right now.
So you could.
I could. But anyways. Can they heal them? Oh. Cool. Slow healing, but it works. Oh wow, it healed all three of them.
It stays for a while.
Cool.
It's better than cookies healing. Yeah. Except it doesn't inflict hydro damage. So.
Wow. I wonder if we'll like be able to see Farina one day. Huh? Oh right. Oh yeah, right. I forgot. I can unlock her story quest. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna.
You can unlock it.
Huh?
Feel free.
Wow.
Do not accept it.
I will not accept it. They have a new feature. That's
Which
awesome.
would have been useful.
Which would have been useful a while ago. Wow. Farina, oh my gosh. Will we be able to get you a vision? Just kidding. You have a vision already, but like... Huh?
Huh?
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
I see. Well, this is the next one, right? Oh wait, let's...
Oh, okay.
What's this?
That's the sun is right. It's the sun's.
This one's...
Yeah.
Neuvilettes. Right. Now you can go back to the case of the Melodians. But hey, this is the
fortress.
Yeah, the fortress of Meripede. Wow. Wow, that was a lot, but that was good show. It was good.
Good show. Round of applause.
Round of applause. Wow, that was amazing. Oh, I don't have my dailies claimed. But anyway, let me claim this. Yay!
One acquaint fate for who? Do you have any plan?
To level up Farina? Well,
For wishing.
Isn't there anything else?
No plans.
No plans what?
For wishing.
For wishing?
Anybody in particular?
I'm not really sure. Wow. Well, now I kind of want to know, like, what she's really like. Like, that's not, because, you know, like, you know. You know what I mean. Oh, I still can't know what she thinks about.
Almost there. Level 3.
She doesn't mention our other archons? Really?
Why should she know about it?
Makes sense. She doesn't know about anything because
you know who does know about them?
Him.
Oh yeah! Check the voice line.
Hello. There we go. Let's see. Okay.
A bard must be versed in both music and song, but a stage performer requires far more skills than just these. Hey, don't you think we should invite her over to put on a show at the next Windbloom Festival? Huh? You want me to talk about how she saved Fontaine? Well, I mean, she's such a talented artiste, it's no wonder. I wouldn't be surprised even if she'd saved the entire world.
Oh, that's really sweet. But which one are you talking about?
Farina.
Okay.
She's the one who put on the performance.
Right. Both sides. Hello.
For 5 centuries, I dueled the Raiden Shogun in my personal realm of consciousness to confirm the steadfastness of my will. Yet this Farina you speak of, though possessing only a frail human body, committed herself to acting out her part every second of every day for 500 years. A true battle of the spirit.
Well deserved.
Her willpower has indeed reached the level of a god.
Aw. Well, she is one half of a god, just she's human.
Oh god, sorry.
Sorry, what were you talking about? Referring to? You said you know who does know?
Oh, Neuvilette.
Neuvilette? Oh, I don't know.
He has voice lines.
I don't.
I just wanted to tell you, he has voice lines about the gods, the archons.
Oh, right. Oh. When did I get this one?
When you completed the quest.
Oh, right. Yippee! Okay.
He has no artifact.
Huh? What do you mean?
The traveler.
Yeah,
Parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
But these lines are her act, right? So, I wonder... Huh, so, now everything makes sense. But I guess we'll never get a Hydro Archon here.
So I wonder... What I'm wondering is who will... It's probably gonna be Neuvilette.
What?
Who will have the part 2 for the second weekly boss.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I want to see an effect like this, though, in Hydro form. That would be cool.
Nothing.
But we don't have a Hydro Archon. Does Neuvilette count? But, because, like... Well, I don't know what he looks like here, actually. Like, I don't think you showed me. Shown me what he looks like in this screen. You have him, right?
I do have. On my main account.
Sadly. No. Yay! Okay.
Well, 4.
Yippee! Huh? Oh. What is this called again?
the portable aerodynamic gelatinous bubble generator.
No. Let me just claim daily use and one test stream here. What if I pull? Just kidding.
For what? Buys you?
No.
C1?
Well, I kind of want to
Add
get
Astra at the
neuvilette,
sauce.
but obviously it's not better right now.
Thank
but
you for
it'd be
He
cool.
works with Farina.
Huh?
Add
He
Astra
works
at the
with
sauce.
Raiden. He can work with Venti.
He kind of works with Venti.
He can work. It just depends if Venti can. The Venti's black hole can.
Oh. Oh,
Because most of the time you just miss.
I see. Oh.
So you have 11 wishes.
11 wishes?
Uh-huh.
Oh, right now? Well, obviously, I can't pull for anything right now.
Unless a weapon.
Oh, I have one here. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, D.
Oh, how sad. Well, I can get another one. I can now actually level up Farina because I finished everything. Where are you, Farina? You're probably all the way here. Yeah. So I made you level a little bit too. Okay. Whoops. Oh.
Why do you have 18 of them?
I don't know what happens. How do I get more of the books? Oh. Yay!
I'm really not accustomed to using a vision. Oh, why don't you teach me?
Oh.
I nearly forgot. You've never used a vision either.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, that does sound kind of spoilery, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We've never used that. Yeah, we are not vision holders either, but we can teach you the way with like powers and everything. Do we get your vision in your story? I hope so.
Should be able to. Oh wait, never mind. Just 40.
Huh?
Yeah, just 40.
Yeah, sadly.
What do you think?
Hmm?
Oh, that's fine. How? Use the red book.
Oh, okay.
What you don't have is that.
Okay. Yeah, because
Those
I
are
haven't.
easy to get.
Okay,
but
well.
They're pretty far away.
But she can still walk on water.
At least I don't get to get Kokomi for it.
There'll be an extra fee.
I don't have to get Kokomi.
I'll think about it.
Oh. Alright, let me pull. Dia. It's a 4-star?
Hazel?
Hazel!
Is that you?
Oh my gosh!
Whoa, he came home early.
Yeah. I don't need to. Well, I can get his constellation, but oh my gosh!
Nice.
Hey, oh my gosh, where are you? Hi. Oh my gosh, I have Renee. Now I just need Lenny. Oh my gosh.
He can serve as your DPS if you want to use Shen. If ever.
Oh my god, why is it
Why
so?
do you keep
Because I'm used to using the... Well, anyway. Alright. I might now send...
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I wanna level you up. I wanna get
To level 80.
I mean,
your new main.
Wait, no. I already have a lot of mains. I have a lot of main DPS. Like, oh yeah. Oh.
Oh.
You good, bud?
You're asleep.
Why are you sleeping? Oh, wait, what?
Ta-da!
I can send you already? Cool, okay. Oh,
You
he's
didn't
like...
have to do this for me, you know. I'd obey you regardless.
Yes. That's a weird thing to say, but okay.
Look at the Bangu.
How cute. Oh, I love Fontaine.
I don't want to leave.
I
Why do you
know,
have to
right?
leave?
Why do we have to go to the Nation of War? What?
I wouldn't want to go to not one, but then they said the captain is there. You know, I need to go to.
Yeah, we have to. The Supreme Overlord of Ice, except it's in the Nation of Fire. But
Is he referring to the Sarita when he says that?
the Supreme Overlord of Ice.
Wow.
Okay, I have one more. D. Oh, okay, it's fine.
It's alright.
I'm joking.
What the heck?
Luckily, I don't have it, you know. Because I saw that happen, and didn't. Well, I mean it. Huh? Oh, this. Oh, right. I still have these also.
Oh, you're knocking a well.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, knocking them else, and she's supposed to be the next one I wanted to do. There's still everyone else. Wow. Wow.
Look at them, they look so cool.
I know,
All
right?
3 of them.
Wow, I love Fontaine, man. Oh, that was such a good story.
Best one so far, man.
Yeah, I know, right, bro?
Really did spend a lot recently.
What a
10 more are
performance.
left.
What a
Still,
performance.
10 more is better than no more.
I'll just such a Now I have a level 40 Farina.
Yeah, it's the replacement, isn't it, dude? I just realized.
Yeah, well.
The small Dender character.
Huh?
The small Dender.
Yeah. Well, Farina isn't actually an Archon, so.
She's an Archon in our heart.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't need to be, you know, like.
She doesn't have to be an Archon,
Huh?
but
No, she doesn't have to act like one.
I'll think about
Well, she can be one, but she doesn't have to act like one.
Error.
Wait, I don't know why I put away the. Should we go back into the fountain?
if you want to. Fontaine of Lucine.
Shut up. Okay, now we're back here. It all comes full circle.
Wow.
Well, the next one, I don't know what we'll stream next, but
Minecraft.
yeah, we've been. Oh, look, it's red. Yeah, the next Genshin one will be the continuation of Nervalet's story because.
Probably a mix of that and Right Six.
Alright, so oh yeah, sure, why not? I guess. I don't know if this is the good spot. Let's where do I stand? Do I just stand here?
I wonder
You
where
have the intuition of the top again.
What?
You need to get Charlotte here. Skink.
Charlotte?
No, you're okay. Just see whatever looks good. Oh. There we are.
There we go. Now.
Being too popular can be such a hassle. Who knew the people would adore me so much?
the fact that I know it's an act now makes me sad to hear these lines. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me on this this nice story. I'm coming full circle, man. It made me tear up, man. I could have went full on crying if I didn't know I was streaming. But yeah, that was a really good story. Oh my god. And next up is Notlon. After Notlon is Snezhnaya. Wow. I wonder if they made progress on it. How long was the wait between Samara and Fontaine, by the way? Oh.
We started playing during the release of Samara.
Yeah, which is September? Which is 1 year. Oh, so we're gonna have to wait for Notlon in a year?
We're still in version 4.2.
Oh, right. So I wonder what's gonna happen, I guess. Well, does that mean the Archon quest is... Oh. Well, he left, but I'm guessing the Archon quest will be put on hold. Is it? The Archon quest usually involve, or is it? Does it usually involve? Or will there still be? No, I don't think so. The Archon quest just involves the
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like
nations
to learn the proper
itself, right?
etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
So does that mean we have to wait a year to get another Archon quest?
There's interlude chapter.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the interlude chapter. Oh, and there's a magazine.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, we'll see you again next time. Thank you for joining us. Alright, catch us.
Masquerade of the Guilty.
Catch you next time. Bye bye.